As patients, carers, members of the Philippine Alliance of Patient Organizations, we breathe disease and death every day.
It is a struggle on all fronts, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially.
It has its disappointments, but also high points, as we encountered kind, healing souls along the way. But just when we thought we had it tough, COVID-19 made our fears bigger and deeper.
We cannot afford another disease, nor can we afford to put up a fight on all fronts. This is not our fear alone. Never in the history of mankind that there has been a disease that destroyed and disrupted so many lives and hope all over the world.
The COVID-19 vaccine is offering us hope. It is not perfect, but at this moment, it is our best chance to stop living in fear and to start living in hope.
This will not work if only a few of us chose to be vaccinated. All of us need to get the vaccine because no one is safe until everyone is safe.
PAPO stands solidly with experts and advocates for COVID-19 vaccine. We invite you to join this call of unity as we launch Bakuna Now Na to address the infodemic and help increase vaccines acceptance.
Never in our history has there been a more urgent call to stand united. Get vaccinated. So together, we can overcome COVID-19.
Bakuna, now na! Bakuna, now na!
Bakuna, now na!
Bakuna! Now na!
Bakuna! Now na!
Bakuna! Now na!
Bakuna Now Na!
Bakuna! Now na!
Bakuna, now na!
Paglanon ng pamilya, hawak ko sa iyong kamay. Kaya pumili na. Hindi na ako matatakot, dahil handa na ako. Hindi na ako kabado, anuman ang marating, sa tulong ng family planning. Alam kong kaya ko,
walang takot at kaba. Pag may plano, protektado.
Patuloy pa rin ang laban natin sa COVID-19. And together, we can beat the solusyon.
B. Bawal walang mask.
I. Isanitize sa mga kamay. Iwas hawak sa mga bagay.
D. Dumistansya ng 1 metro.
A. Alamin ng totoong impormasyon tungkol sa COVID-19.
Protektahan natin ang sarili at mga mahal sa buhay.
BIDA. Be the solution sa COVID-19.
Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another wonderful episode of Happy Hour for Mental Health, brought to you by Alaga Health, and of course, our partners, Youth for Mental Health Coalition, 2030 Youth Force, Experto, PlayLabs, Quarantalk Media, and so many others, including the Philippine Association of Patient Organizations, among many others. And of course, since this is Friday, we are celebrating the end of the week, no? And we are now very much in the month of November. So malapit na po ang Pasko. So a lot of things to be excited about. So let's get things started on this very special episode. And of course, hindi po makukumpleto ang ating episode kapag hindi ko po in-introduce sa inyo ang aking mga co-hosts this evening. And of course, let us begin with none other than our superstar psychiatrist. Now, Alaga Health superstar psychiatrist, none other than the lovely and amazing Doc Joan Rifareal. Good evening, Doc Joan. Welcome back to the program.
Hello, good evening, Dr. Dex, and to everyone kasama natin tonight. Hello, good evening po, and happy November. Correct, no, Dr. Dex? We are now in November, kaya ang bilis, super bilis po ng panahon, and thank you very much po for having me once again tonight. Thank you very much, Dr. Dex, for always having me every Friday. Maraming salamat.
Yes, nakikita ko na kaagad yung sparks of Christmas kasi nakikita ko dun sa may likod ni Doc Joan ngayon. May nag-iiba-iba na ng kulay. Mukhang meron na nakaset na Christmas decorations. Nako, damang-damang nyo na ba ang simoy ng Pasko, everyone? So hopefully, as we get closer to the holidays, we continue to champion mental health, and this would be a really good time to connect with friends and family because it is a great time for us to champion mental health all the time. So let us also welcome back to the program none other than one of our co-hosts also in this program, none other than Doc Via Roderos. Good evening, Doc Via. I hope your connection is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It looks like there's a bit of a connection problem again, but don't worry. That's part of the live program, but don't worry about that as well because joining us this evening is none other than Youth for Mental Health Coalition's Vice Chairperson for Education and Research. He is a registered psychometrician, and we are very happy to have him on the program. Let's all welcome back to the show our dear friend, Sir Kenny Aranas. Good evening, Kenny.
Hello. Hi, Doc Dex and Doc Joan. Hello, good evening. Thanks for having me back again on the show.
Yes. So, since we're here already, perhaps we can start the program on a bit of a happy note. So, it's time for us to have our Kwentong Happy Hour. Yeah, and so since it's Kwentong Happy Hour time, perhaps we can ask all our guests probably to share a little bit of something that they heard about this week, mga narinig nilang balita, news personal, or probably about the country or anything within their community na sa palagay nila magdadala ng joy sa ating mga viewers this evening. So maybe we can start with our special guest. Kenny, may narinig ka bang magandang balita or some fantastic news na pwedeng magbigay ng ngiti sa ating mga viewers this evening?
I don't know if it's worldwide news, but I've been seeing a lot of posts, especially on Twitter and on Facebook, about just I guess how people. I personally I've been seeing a lot of people saying how great it is that we're finally making some progress in terms of going back to regular face-to-face activities. More people especially have been comparing it to like other Western countries. So like yung mga tipong sana all moments na katulad ng like sa Canada or sa US or sa Europe na they're very, I guess, they have embraced what's going on with the world right now. At saka, syempre, bakunado na sila. They have a higher percentage of people who are vaccinated. So, here in the Philippines, nakikita din natin na slowly but surely, we're making some progress. Sa amin, in the field of education, CHED and DepEd have been going around to different schools and campuses and universities to check whether or not pwede na tayo actually bumalik sa face-to-face, no? So that's a good, I guess that's some good news to see. Sana people will, at least be happy with this news kahit paano.
That's true. And I heard that based on the latest news, we're going back to pre-Delta variant levels, and then they're exploring reducing or lowering the level of alert sa COVID-19 to a lower level pretty soon. Plus, even considering 50% ng face-to-face classes already. So mukhang a little semblance of hope. Saktong-sakto sa Kapaskuhan. So, that's from Kenny. Probably we can hear from Doc Joan.
Yeah, ako din. I'm happy about what was mentioned, what was said by Kenny. To add na lang siguro kasi yes, very happy talaga tayo na slowly, everything seems medyo better, brighter. Ang mga kids, ang mga younger than 18 to 12 na sila naman ngayon by November. Nag-start na sila with their vaccination. So kasama ang anak ko doon na below 18 kasi he is now 17. So kasama siya doon. So we are so happy na at least nagkaroon na sila ng first dose nila. So yeah, that's a very good that's something that we are really very happy about.
Yeah, perfect. So I think that's quite a lot of good news. And I think one of the ways that we can add to that further, bago po tayo pumunta sa ating mga live questions at yung mga questions na pinadala po sa ating Alaga Health inbox, to segue a little bit because our dear friend Kenny might need to leave in a bit. But of course, hindi po mawawala every Friday ang Alagang Youth for Mental Health. Yan. So, now we give the floor to our dear friend Kenny to tell us more about their segment for this week. Of course, that's Alaga, Youth for Mental Health. Take it away, Kenny.
Ayun. So, thank you very much, Dex. And again, thank you very much, Doc Joan. Apologies, that I might have to leave a little bit early, but I'm glad that I'm able to talk very briefly about a topic that not a lot of people actually give a lot of highlight to, which is actually talking about grief and how we can actually cope up with loss of departed loved ones, friends, and family, and how we can heal and move forward, no? Because actually, grief is not just your normal being sad after losing someone, no? Grief actually helps remind us of how important our loved ones can be. And, death and loss are not necessarily the end, but can sometimes be great beginnings and can open a lot of doors. But of course, it does not end, at the burial or at the funeral. Sometimes it can take a little bit longer for people to process, the things that have been going on in their life, or, it doesn't even actually end there talaga. So it actually really depends on the individual, no? There are different ways that people are able to cope up with the circumstances of loss, of death, of grief. And again, it affects anyone and everyone, no? If you have experienced death in the family, every individual can experience grief in different ways, no? But talking a little bit about how we can, I guess, cope up with the feeling of grief, I would definitely recommend that people allow themselves to feel. No, there shouldn't be a need to hold in our emotions. Wag natin pigilan yung mga nararamdaman natin. It's okay if you don't feel okay. To experience grief is a normal part of life. and sometimes even with death. No, let yourself be in terms of with your emotions. If you are feeling sad, if you're feeling, angry, if you need to cry, by all means allow yourself to feel these emotions. No, another piece of advice, another step that I would definitely talk about is to, I guess, prepare yourself. No, although it's not something that we can really prepare for. No, sometimes it can happen out of nowhere, and then these complex emotions come into play. You might hear cases of people suddenly having death in the family, tapos for a while, they don't know what to feel. They're in a state of shock. But as we, remember, as we reminisce our loved ones, since, all Souls and All Saints, they just finished, it's also possible that we might feel very strong emotions because of the death of someone who might be close to us in our life. Now, and understanding our emotions allows us to process them, I guess, properly and allow us to move forward when we are ready. Okay. We shouldn't also forget the memory that these people have in our mind, in our heart. As much as we miss them, we should also try to celebrate their life when they were here. Giving some minor tribute to their life might be therapeutic for some people. Highlighting some of the great moments that you had with these people can also help in the process of moving forward and slowly accepting the reality of life. It takes courage to be with the empty feeling of grief, I must tell you, because being with that sense of like emptiness, that there's someone missing in your life, it might bring up a lot of deeper feelings, no, um, thoughts, emotions, memories. But some of these can be good. Some of these thoughts and feelings and emotions can help us through the mourning process, acknowledging that we are going through a period of grief and give us an opportunity to heal. No, and of course, something that even outside of the realm of mental health is very important is to find a so good support group and connect with individuals. Talking about our feelings can definitely help us cope with these the emotions that we might be experiencing in the period of grief. You might, maybe want to join a support group, or at least find a safe space for you to talk about this feeling, as well as, engage again in your support groups. It's so, so important for us to have a good, strong support system in order for us to move forward and to help us have better mental health. And of course, in a time of death in your family, in a time of crisis, you would want someone, you would want people to be the shoulder to cry on. No, you would want people to help and support you. That's why it's so important for us to always find these connections with people. So for people out there who might be grieving over loss of a loved one, whether it is related to COVID or for other reasons, you might find yourself in a situation where you want to comfort someone who is grieving, but sometimes we don't know what to say, to people who are experiencing this kind of feeling. Sometimes you feel like just saying condolences might not be enough. No, and as a concerned friend, if you know someone or you have someone in your life, you may offer them perhaps some practical help, or at least just be there, to listen to them if ever they have anything to say, or even just your physical presence might be enough. You don't have to say anything. Sometimes silence can say a lot. I know it sounds strange to hear, but sometimes just your physical presence without saying anything can mean a lot to someone, knowing that you are there, nakikiramay, parang ganun. It is important for us also that we acknowledge the feelings of individuals who are grieving and listen to them without judgment. No, we should just allow them to feel the way that they feel and to listen to what they have to say. Because a grieving person might want to talk about, they might want to talk about the life of their uh, recently departed, or share their thoughts or emotions or memories that they had with them, and just allow them to do that. No, and there's no need to interject anything. All we really should be doing is, listening without judgment, no, and being there for the person. And of course, one of the most important things that we want to help people with is finding the right kind of professional help if necessary. So if perhaps you are grieving or you know someone who is going through the process of grieving and maybe they might need a little bit of help and you notice this, then if it's already starting to affect areas of your life, your productivity, your relationships, your work, you might want to seek help from a professional, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a trained mental health professional. If you're a student, maybe your guidance counselor might be able to help you in guiding you through the process, no, and setting the goal and direction towards the path of healing and coping, no. And just as a final reminder for everyone who is watching and listening, that you are not alone and that you deserve support. If you are finding it difficult, to access the kind of services that I just mentioned, or you've already tried these options, but you aren't sure about where else to turn next, you can always seek help from different mental health organizations, such as ours at Youth for Mental Health Coalition. We are trying our best to be the forefront for the youth in terms of destigmatizing mental health. And of course, you can always send us a message on our Facebook page, as well as send us an email at info@y4mh.org, and we would be very much glad to help you in confidence. Okay, you can message us, and you will rest assured that we will take your concerns with full confidentiality and anonymity. Again, take our suggestions as an inspiration. Take my suggestions as an inspiration in creating your own self-care routines. Self-care can be very helpful in terms of how we're able to cope and move on from grief. And remember that self-care routines, just like feeling grief, can be are very individualistic. Everyone experiences and has their own self-care. That's why there's no one size fits all for self-care for dealing with grief. There's only a few things that we can help you with. Everyone goes through the process differently, and whatever works for you, go ahead and do that. If you want to know more about mental health, not just in the context of grief, but of course in general, or self-care practices, feel free to check out our social media pages at the Youth for Mental Health Coalition. We've opened up our registrations for membership if ever you are interested in becoming a mental health advocate. And of course, you can always reach out to us through our Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, and of course, email us at info@y4mh.org. I thank you very much, Doc Dex and Doc Joan. And if ever Doc Via is here, thank you very much, for inviting me this evening to give a very, very short talk, very, very short primer of sorts on this concept that we in the health profession know sometimes we need to deal with right away. So, allow people to process their emotions, allow people to feel the way that they feel. That's why I want us to, at least give a highlight on this rather on the topic of grief that a lot of people kind of don't want to talk about, but needs to be talked about. But again, be kind to yourself, to your emotions, to your mind, and to other people's minds. Thanks again, Doc Dex, Doc Joan, for inviting me. Again, if Doc Via is here, for a great evening. Apologies, I do have to go after a few minutes. But again, always be kind to yourself. And Doc Dex, back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Kenny. Thank you for your wonderful discussion. I really love it, particularly because you put an emphasis on grief, and I love what you said during the latter part, wherein you highlighted that there's no one size fits all, because everyone processes grief in their own way. And even in the entirety of mental health, no, it's very personalized, and it really has to come from where the person is at that particular point in time. So again, thank you very much for your wonderful discussion. And of course, thank you to the Youth for Mental Health Coalition for always teaming up with Alaga Health to champion mental health anytime, anywhere, in every. And pretty soon, no, the services that are being provided by Youth for Mental Health Coalition will be available for booking within the Alaga Health platform. So stay tuned for that. So if Kenny has to go, now we have, coming back to the program, our very, very own Doc V. She's finally back, beating internet connection problems. So good evening, Doc V.
Good evening, Doc Dex, Doc Joan, and of course to all of our viewers. To all of our viewers no, who has been with us ever since the first episode, no, kami po ay natutuwa na you're still here, no, supporting our advocacy for mental health. And of course, no, one of the things na pinag-usapan natin, no, and it's very timely since we just celebrated, no, All Souls Day, no, is to be able to remember and celebrate the ones that had shared our experiences, no, that had shared happy memories with us, no. So I hope, no, that we are able to learn a lot, no. Ang dami na nating natutunan from Kenny, but I hope we're able to learn a lot also for this episode, no. Konti na lang, no, mga at sa ating mga viewers, no, konting-konti na lang na Christmas na, no. Parang kailan lang Doc Dex, no, and Doc Joan, we had our first episode from Alaga Health Live, and now we're on to, the last 2 months of the year, no? So nakaka-excite na nakakakaba in a way, no? But, we're looking forward to more things, more successes, happiness, and of course, love.
Perfect. I love the segue because now, no, after the discussion with Kenny, beautiful discussion on grief, it's now time for us to jump to our questions. So, let's get to it. Actually, have quite a number coming out of a strong mental health awareness month. Now we have the following questions from our viewers. So first, we have redacted yung last name for confidentiality purposes and privacy purposes. So we have Sir Alfred N. So sabi dito, hello Alaga Docs. I hope you're all well. I would just like to ask how to best deal with a significant other with a bipolar disorder. She was diagnosed a couple years back, and I'm still having a hard time adjusting. It's taking a toll on our relationship. Thank you. Okay. Wow. Very complex yung question ni Sir Alfred, but I think one of the best ways that we can approach this is by telling you a little bit more about what to expect and hopefully how to better manage to some extent yung bipolar disorder. But I'll give the floor, of course, to our resident superstar psychiatrist, Doc Joan Rifareal.
Si Via yon, si Via ang superstar. Dalo ko lang. Yeah.
Si Doc talaga yun.
Si Doc Dex. Yes,
wala
Doc
pa ako sa level ni Doc Joan. Wala pa tayo sa level. Layo pa natin.
Correct. Grabe. So, for Sir Alfred, good evening po and thank you very much for your question. It's truly understandable given na it's a recent diagnosis. So, talagang the emotions natin, the feelings, how we react to this diagnosis, no? Kasi bago lang and it's something new. It's natural. It's of course it's an expected siya na reaction because we go through tayo din, no, as the family member, as the loved ones who take care of our family members. We also go through some reactions, emotions given the current medical concern of your partner. So important po is to acknowledge your emotions. If you feel po na you're also medyo sometimes po na you need to rest, take a break. Yeah, it's perfectly okay po na magpahinga also. But I'm happy na you are asking questions to show your concern. Concerned po kasi kayo sa inyong wife and how to better take good care of her, especially during this challenging time. So ako po ay saludo sa inyo po, Sir Alfred, because of this concern ninyo for your wife, for your partner, and continue with the unconditional love, unconditional support po that your spouse needs during this time. We know po na ang bipolar disorder or any other mental health disorders or concerns po are true, totoong medical problems po sila, which would warrant a medical treatment din po, no, or medical management. So ito po ay again hindi po sila mga hindi sila arte-arte lamang or drama-drama lamang. These are true medical problems which also need our kind and unconditional love and support. So yes, continue lang po. I'm sure na you are doing your best as the partner po ng wife ninyo, continue po. But if you also need some time off para to relax, to take a break, because we know na we cannot pour from an empty cup. So kailangan din po, kayo din po, you are also at your best also para mas matulungan po ninyo at masuportahan ang inyong wife po. So you can also take breaks po, or baka mag-bonding po kayo together para to distress, relax, and of course, to at least strengthen that bond between you and your partner po. Yeah, so continue with the unconditional love and support for your wife. And that's really very therapeutic po for her.
Actually, Doc Joan, kinikilig ako yung nakaka-receive po tayo ng mga questions na ganito that their significant others or their partners, boyfriends, husbands, wives, ang nagko-consult on behalf of their partner kasi nakikita talaga yung care nila, their intent to find out more about the condition, how to better manage. So it's really nice to see this kind of engagement and relationship being highlighted here. So thank you, Sir Alfred, for asking that question, no?
Yes.
So, yeah, medyo nakaka-warm ng puso. So,
Oo nga,
thank you
no? Kasi you can feel the concern niya for the partner. So talagang go lang, go sir, you are doing a great job.
Thank you, Sir Alfred. No, so I think maganda na let's go to the next question also kasi this one is a bit interesting and challenging as well. This one is coming from Ma'am Marie de la Cuesta. So, ang tanong niya is, magandang araw po. I think this is from the Alaga Health inbox. Magandang araw po, Alaga Health. Kapag po ang pasyente ay nasabihin na may schizophrenia, gaano po kadalas ang pa-check up at gaano po kamahal magpagamot? Okay, complicated question. Maraming salamat po. Okay, bigyan ko na po kayo kaagad ng immediate response and then I'll throw it to Doc Joan. No? Ang pag-manage po kasi ng patients with schizophrenia, this is going to be a long-term endeavor, no? And it will require different modalities of care. Plus, kailangan po na holistic yung approach natin na hindi lang po yung patient yung ating ina-advisean, but also the family, the caregivers, medyo ano po talaga siya, holistic. Kasi kailangan po na maintindihan po ng care provider, ng family members, tsaka ng patient to some extent yung condition niya. And this will vary depending sa what extent na po yung condition ng schizophrenia ng patient. And of course, babase din po yung price sa intervention na gagawin at saka kung saan po kayo magpapakonsult. But of course, I would love to give the floor to our psychiatrist, Doc Joan. So, any advice po to Ma'am Marie?
Yes, Ma'am Marie. In fact, Dr. Dex, good na yon. Tama na yung sinabi mo na it's really a holistic dapat ang approach. That's why always inuulit-ulit natin na ang approach talaga po natin when we assess and manage po is of course looking into the biological, psychological, social factors, and of course spiritual factors na rin po. So marami po talagang aspeto ang kailangan pong i-assess at bigyan ng pansin po. And kasama na rin po dito yung social support, which is also very important. So, balik po tayo dun sa question kung gaano kadalas ang check-up. It will always depend po sa kung ano po ang mga nararamdaman na simptomas at kung kamusta po yung progress in treatment or in therapy. So, batay po ito sa assessment and monitoring of the family and of course, the doctor po na tumitingin sa inyo. Sometimes po, lalo na kung medyo acute, meaning bago pa lang at ito po depende din sa severity ng kanyang mga simptomas. So, mas madalas po yun. Mas madalas po siya. Kasi to make sure na ang atin pong loved one ay safe. Safety po kasi ang priority, especially sa mga unang phases po, sa acute stage. Kasi baka lang po, na it may pose some threat sa safety ng individual or sa mga kasama po sa bahay or sa lipunan, sa community. So, mas madalas. But habang tumatagal naman po at mas nagiging stable na po ang symptoms, mas nakokontrol na, mas gumaganda na po ang kanilang tulog, pakiramdam, ang kanilang mga iniisip or ang kanilang mga behaviors, then pwede na po siyang mas longer na ang intervals po ng kanilang pagpa-follow up with their doctor. In terms po sa mga gamot, meron pong mga, of course, kami din po, concerned din po namin ito for our patients because we are advocates lagi po sa aming mga patients. So, meron po naman pong mga medications na generic also, na of course, sila din po ay gumagana naman po kung talagang ang concern is the finances. So, may mga options po tayo na marami po sila in the market na generics which are more less expensive at mas nakakatulong po kung ang concern natin ay sa finances naman po.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Dr. Jonah. But before we proceed, I'd like to do a quick shout out to the Saonoy Diana family, Quadra family, Claudio family, and everyone else watching the program. So if you have any questions, lagay nyo lang po sa comment section and we will be answering them here live. No? So this program is for you. Lahat po ng mga questions nyo, mental health, nandito po kami para sagutin yun for you. So, ano tayo sa next question? And Doc V is back. Great. So, ang next question natin ay nanggaling kay Ma'am Sarah Vitug. Yan. So, sabi niya, hello, Alaga Health. I'm not sure if this has been asked before, but how do we approach our parents when we think they are having Oh, wow. Kinilig naman ako dito. Napaupusa ko. When we think they are having mental health concerns. It's a bit harder for me because of the whole parent-child dynamic. Thanks in advance. Love the show. Thank you, ma'am. Sobrang tuwang-tuwa po kami. Thank you po. Thank you po for watching and we're very excited to hopefully help you with this concern. So, wow. I think this is the first time, Dr. Joan, no, na may nagtanong, a child asking assistance for their parent in the context of mental health. Typically, parent yung nagtatanong about their child. So, medyo yung heart ko so full tonight. So, any advice, Doc Via and Doc Joan? Doc Via siguro, and then we'll have Doc Joan.
Yes, oo. Okay na ba?
Okay, so,
Doc Via? Ayan.
Yeah, I think I'm heard naman, no, Doc Dex, Doc Joan. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is actually a very interesting, no, question, because apart from it's the first time that we have encountered, now if I'm not mistaken, no, Doc Joan, Doc Dex, na kumbaga there's some hesitation, especially in terms of how do we now approach our parents when we talk about mental health, no? Kasi minsan, no, it's something na hindi pa natin napapag-usapan sa ating bahay, no? That's why importante po, no, na nano-normalize natin yung usapin tungkol sa mental health, no, sa kalusugang pangkaisipan, no, na ito yung palaging sinasabi ni Doc Joan, no, every time we end the show, no, and later maybe she'll echo it again, no, there's no health without mental health. What do I mean when we talk about this, no, in the context of mental health, no? Especially kung gusto po nating dagdagan, no, yung kaalaman, no, yung awareness ng ating mga parents regarding mental health, no. It's important for us to know na and it's important for us to emphasize po na ang mental health or kalusugang pangkaisipan po ay parte po ng ating pagkatao, no, ng ating kabuuan as a person, no, na hindi po magiging kompleto tayo as a person, no, physically, no, emotionally, mentally, kung wala po yung mental health, no. It's as if we are saying that if we are not well, no, hindi po tayo healthy in terms of our mental well-being, ay para rin po tayong nagkakasakit, no. Kasi similarly, when we have cough, when we have colds, pag meron tayong sakit sa puso, sakit sa baga, we don't feel well, no. When we have mental health conditions and when we talk about mental health in general and being having illnesses that would concern our mental well-being, may mga instances that we really don't feel well. We don't feel well as a whole, no. So importante po na i-emphasize natin that more than anything, no, it's more than just, you know, talking about feelings, no. It's actually part of us, no. It's actually part of our total kumbaga person, no, at our total identity, no, as a person. Maybe
yes. Correct. Yeah. Agree ako, of course, with what Dr. Via mentioned. To add na lang to what Dr. Via mentioned, kasi nga, parang ang na-mention niya is about the parent-child dynamic. So, baka lang, no, na ang concern niya is how to say it properly or how to open up yung about the topic. So, ang isang way also, aside from what Dr. Via mentioned, is to express your concern. Concern, meaning as a child, as a daughter, as a son, express your concern in a constructive manner. Constructive meaning, parang napansin ko lang no, na concerned lang ako ma'am kasi parang lately, nakikita ko parang lagi kang umiiyak. So, phrase it in a way na wherein parang the concern is always there kasi I can feel the concern dun pa lang sa question no? So express it na you are concerned kasi lagi mo nakikita si mom mo or dad for example na lagi umiiyak or hindi masyadong nakakatulog or hindi masyadong nakakakain kaya pumapayat, bumabagsak ang timbang. So express it kung anong na-observe ninyo and let them know na they can approach you, talk to you anytime kahit naman kayo ang son or daughter. It doesn't matter kasi when there is someone na nakakausap ng isang individual, that's very therapeutic already. So it can start between you and your parent and then kung if you feel na parang hindi ko to, parang medyo hindi ko siya maintindihan or you can also be honest and say na parang hindi ko siya masyadong ma-grasp ngayon itong concept, then maybe you can ask other members of the family if your parent is willing to open up about it. But otherwise, make sure na you are able to express it. Para magkakaroon din ng awareness ang inyong parent na, pwede nga. So, magkakaroon sila ng insight na, oh yes, baka, kasi nga, ang mga children or kung kahit ng sinong kasama natin sa bahay, sila yung unang nakakapansin kung merong mga pagbabago in the behaviors, in the mood of those who are staying with us or living with us in our homes. And of course, bawal judgmental. Very important also, Joanna, when we talk to our family members, bawal judgmental na, bakit ganyan? Hindi mga ganon. So dapat no judgments. What's important is we approach anyone naman in general. We show our concern, we express our concern, and let them know na we are always here, ready to listen anytime if they need our help or or if they need our insights about what's going on.
Yan, thank you so much for that, Dr. Pero thank you, Ma'am Sarah, for asking this question. This goes to show that really being a mental health advocate knows no boundaries. Whether it's a child to a parent to child to a friend, doesn't matter. Ang ganda lang because it just shows that ngayon pati kids or those that are expected na sila tatanggap ng kalinga sa magulang, ngayon they're showing concern and care and love for their parents. So, saludo ako sa iyo, Ma'am Sarah. So, before we move on to the next segment, perhaps it's time for a very quick segue to our Alagang Hello Doctor. Hi! So, welcome to Alagang Hello Doctor. And sa segment na to, pinag-usapan po namin yung nating partner na Hello, which is part of the Hello Health Group, which is present in over 9 countries. At sa lahat po ng health firms dito sa Pilipinas, Alaga Health po ang kanilang piniling maging partner. And of course, for the reason that we share their advocacy. So, pakita ko po sa inyo yung ating featured article for the week. Napakaganda po nito. Dahil nag-match siya dun sa ating first question kanina. Ito yung pakita ko sa yung screen ka ng mabilis. This is about their article regarding being in a relationship with someone who has mental illness. So, and this was written by Angelina Rosario. At ang maganda po sa Hello Doctor, lahat po ng articles nila nasa screen at na-verify ng Hello Doctor Medical Panel composed of medical experts para sure po kayo na yung i-share nyo man siya sa social media, sa messenger, sa kung ano bang and correct. So, for example, this article, how can it affect the relationship? Mga common questions, is it challenging to be with a partner who has mental illness? So, meron din silang mga tips, no? nakalista dito, yung educate yourself, motivate them, be someone they can talk to freely, things that nalabanggit ni Doc Joan kanina, and be patient and calm, very, very important yan. And of course, ito yung other side nun, kagaya ng sabi ni Doc Joan, don't forget to take care of yourself as well. Tips for supporting yourself, no? Finding a support group, which is highlighted by Kenny earlier, and even taking a break if needed. And of course, yung kanilang key takeaways. Ang maganda po dito, no? Marami po pong articles dito sa hellodoctor.com.ph that when you click their website, and dami pang other that you can look and read about. So hopefully you can visit them at hellodoctor.com.ph. So for your medical information, you can check hellodoctor.com.ph, and for your health services, check out Alaga Health. So back to our questions. So we now have a question here from Ma'am Dana A. So ang question is, hi Alaga Health, do you offer mental health services? If yes, how much? I hope to refer my sister because she's been having a difficult time with recent family drama. Thank you very much. So okay, Ma'am Dana, first and foremost po, thank you po for thinking of Alaga Health as a provider for your mental health service, because yes, we do. We have psychologists, we have psychiatrists, we have psychometricians on board. And nako, with Doc Joan being in the program, for sure, gustong-gusto mo rin i-book yung services ni Doc Joan. She's actually the head physician of Healthy Mind Clinic, right? And of course, hopefully you'll be able to book services there either in person or probably through telemedicine, so that you'll be able to keep in touch with those health professionals that can provide mental health support. And yung how much, nako, mag-iiba-iba po yan depending on probably the condition, depending on the engagement, depending on what modality, face-to-face, telemedicine. So all of these options are available to you. Ang maganda po ma'am, meron na kayong choice on how you will receive the healthcare that you want at the best possible price. You're free to compare. Yun yung benefit ng Alaga. You're free to compare lahat ng prices ng lahat ng health professionals, lahat ng health clinics, that pati na rin yung pinakamalapit, so that you can pick the one that is the best for you. So hopefully we'll see you on the platform, Ma'am Dana. So, since sinagot ko na yung question na yun, tanong na tayo dun sa next question. Ito, this one is coming from Sir Martin Vicenio. Yeah. So, good evening po. Paano po ba ulit sisigla yung pakiramdam? Paano po ba ulit sisigla yung pakiramdam? Habang patagal po yung COVID, palala po yung lungkot ko at bigat ng pakiramdam. Ano pong magandang vitamins? Nako, very interesting question. And yung last question ni Sir ay yung pinaka-common na narinig ko sa kahit anong konsulta ever. Ano pong magandang vitamins? So, sige, plug natin dito. Doc V and then probably Doc Joan. Any quick response for Sir Martin? Nako, kasi ang go-to talaga response ng mga patients is that pag may masamang pakiramdam, vitamins. Lalo may mga nag-advertise na vitamins or mga companies na pampasaya daw yung vitamins. So, Doc V, any quick response?
All right, no? Good evening po, Sir Martin. No? I hope you're feeling better, no? I think, no, Sir Martin has just gone through, no, having COVID. So I hope, you know, continues po yung recovery niya, no? So for those who have gone through COVID, no, like Doc Dex, no? I think you can also, probably may ma-share ka din dito, Doc Dex, mamaya, no? But one of the things that we would always assure, no, our patients, no, is that when there are different recovery times kasi, no, for COVID patients, no, especially those that have had moderate or severe na mga symptoms, no. So minsan no, tapos na yung they're actually negative already, no, pag nagpa-swab sila or tapos na nila yung quarantine nila, pero nandun pa rin yung feeling of fatigue, hapo pa rin sila, no. And that's something that is very evident, especially pag they overexert themselves, no? So, what that means, or ibig sabihin po nun, yung katawan po natin ay nagre-recover pa rin, no? Doon sa sakit, no? It doesn't mean that we're still sick, no? You're in the process of recovery. It's just that your body is not yet well enough, no? So, usually, no, kami po, palagi naming sinasabi na food is medicine, no? Ang ibig sabihin po dito, no, for us to be able to recover a lot faster, no, importante po yung lifestyle natin, importante po yung mga kinakain natin when we talk about recovering from COVID, no? So, kasama po dyan ang pagkain ng tama po. If you remember in our few episodes before sa Alaga Health Live, no, dun sa check-up, na we explained how we're supposed to eat, how much we're supposed to eat. So yung pinggang Pinoy, no? Kung maybe pa pwede nating i-review yun, no, Doc Dex, no? And in terms of, keeping yourself healthy, keeping yourself healthy in terms of your mental well-being, important po na we do things that make us, interested, make us happy. Your hobbies, no? Pero if your hobbies po are something extreme po, no? Na kunyari sports, no? Medyo baka hindi po kayanin pa ng katawan natin because we're still recovering, no? But find something that you're gonna be interested in doing while you're still recovering, like reading a book, no? Or watching your favorite TV shows, no? Usually ako when I get better, no, or when I feel tired, no, what I do is that I read my favorite book or I watch yung comfort shows ko, no, from Netflix. My comfort show actually is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Pinapanood ko siya ngayon, no. So alam na talaga kung ano yung edad ko, no. Tagal na ng Avatar: Last Airbender, but I'm still watching it because it keeps me happy, no. And we can do that especially kung we're still recovering, no, from COVID, no. So eat well. Make sure you do the things that you want to do without overexerting yourself, no, like watching TVs, or doing stuff that you like doing, no. And of course, make sure that you are well rested as well.
Yes, agree with Dr. Via. Yes, meron bang sound? May sound ba ako, Vi? Yes, agree. Agree. In fact, hindi ko lang sure kung siya ba ang nagka-infection or habang patagal yung pandemic in general. So I'm not sure about the question.
Baka
no?
pandemic.
Baka
no? So,
pandemic in general.
let's just cover everything, Doc.
Yes,
no? Baka tao siya.
Correct. Kasi habang patagal po yung COVID, I think it's the pandemic. So, yeah, agree with what Dr. V has already mentioned. So, tandaan natin, we can hack our mood boosting mga hormones, happy hormones. So, let's hack them. No? So, number one, yung serotonin, we can gawa tayo ng mga bagay na, halimbawa, yung what was mentioned kanina na do the things which make you feel good and happy. For example, yung planting or gardening na kasama, marami ang benefits noon kasi gumagalaw-galaw na, so nag-exercise na, at nakaka-boost yun ng isang hormone which is endorphins, the happy hormones. Exposure to sunlight can boost serotonin. So parang may mga activities na nagbo-boost ang ating mga happy hormones. So, pwede yun. Sabay-sabay. Dopamine naman, no? It's also a good hormone. It gives us that feeling of pleasure and reward. So, as mentioned kanina, do something na which you feel is parang rewarding. For example, natapos mo ang isang book, di ba? So, it can give us that sense of reward and cooking, for example, sir, no? Kung mahilig ka magluto, painting. So, mga ganon. Kasi once we see na may natapos tayo, ang ganda-ganda nun sa feeling. Kasi, again, it will boost our mga reward centers in the brain. And the last is oxytocin. That's also good. We can boost it through face-to-face communication with our loved ones. Nakasama sa bahay, ha? Kasi bawal pa ngayon ang party-party kasi we maintain physical distancing pa rin. But we can always, kung may kasama tayo sa bahay or kung walang human person, skin to skin, no? Touch with your loved ones, kasama sa bahay to boost oxytocin, the bonding hormone, or mga pets. Ang pets, we can cuddle our pets if you are a pet lover kasi yung any form of engagement na may skin to skin, cuddling, hugging can boost our oxytocin level. So lahat yun, yung apat na neurotransmitters na yun, in layman, hormone sa brain or chemicals in our brain, we can boost it through the ways na which was already mentioned by Dr. Via, plus yung other things which make us feel good and happy. Listen to uplifting songs. That's also one, because it can also lessen our anxiety and boost our mood. Listen to mga uplifting songs or read mga uplifting books. Magandang vitamins, usually po, vitamins, kami po, no, personally, sinasabi namin in general, kasi nga, sabi nga, we are still in COVID, continue to take your vitamins to boost your immune system, like ascorbic acid, vitamin C, and multivitamins, kasi it can also help na in our overall health and well-being. Kasi nga, total pa rin, no? The health pa rin includes pa rin kasi the physical, emotional, mental, social aspect. Get enough rest and sleep. That's also very important for us to be able to function well. Paggising sa umaga para hindi tayo malungkot, hindi irritable, hindi parang nabibigyan tayo ng energy when we wake up, feeling refreshed from a good night's rest and sleep.
Yan, perfect. Actually, bet na bet ko yung sinabi ni Doc Joan. Hug your pets, because I personally have a very, very rowdy, foster dad
Me
dog.
too. I have a pet, no? Pero wala siya ngayon.
Yeah.
My pet is
So, they can actually feel what you're feeling. So, palam nila pag stressed ka and then you hug them. I read somewhere, actually, and watched somewhere na, it's a very oxytocin-driven relationship. They feel what you feel. You know when you're happy, you know when you're sad. And ito, dagdagan na din kasi yun na yung pangalan ng show eh. Ina-advocate namin dito sa program yun. At the very least, no matter how busy, how toxic, how sad, how happy your day is, allocate at least 1 hour a day just for yourself. Do something that you love. Do something that makes you excited, that makes you feel refreshed. Whether it's playing with your dog, watching TV, having fun, playing your instruments, being a plantito, plantita, shopping on your phone, whatever it is, allocate at least something, 1 hour that will make you excited about the days to come. So, ayun, that's why we are advocating for happy hour. So, before we go to our last question, it's time for our last segment, which is, of course, and by the way, before that, shout out to Doc Nolly for watching, as well as Sir Gregorio Albiendo. Yes, we love you, Doc Nolly. But actually, we have a quick question here, no, from Sir Alan Quadra. It says here, hello, docs, asking for a friend. Ano po ang pwedeng gawin para mabura sa isip ang isang recent traumatic experience? Kapag bigla ko kasi naaalala, napapasigaw o napapamura daw siya. Nako, let's have a very quick response to this. Ano daw, para daw mabura. I think this is a recent experience na nagdala sa kanya ng matinding emotional triggers. So, Doc Joan?
Yeah. Thank you, Sir Alan, for this question. Sa friend, for your friend. This is for your friend. I hope na meron kasama. Again, safety is the priority, as always. In any form of trauma, mas maganda pa rin po ang priority natin is safety. I hope your friend is safe. Meron siyang kasama, kasi we don't know kasi kung ano talaga exactly ang nangyari, no? If it was, harm to self, harm or the friend witnessed someone being mugged or attacked, mga ganun. Hindi natin alam the extent of the trauma, but in any form of traumatic experience, safety is the priority. Make sure na ang friend natin po ay safe, may kasama lagi, or out of that situation na kung saan nangyari yung trauma. Kasi we are not sure nga, no, if it's violence ba, domestic violence, etc. So, safety, make sure also po na napoprocess ang kanyang emotions. Hindi po siya kaagad-agad na parang magic na pwedeng mawala or na burahin. It's always a process po, and we should be patient lang po tayo. Mas maganda we talk about it with someone whom we trust, kasi telling and retelling our stories, our traumatic experiences can be very helpful. We call that yung process na yun, telling and retelling. So, of course, sa mga sa mga trusted persons lang, no, para at least pa rin, no judgments about what happened. Kung kailangan also, if there really is a decline in the functionality already, parang sobrang heightened na lahat ng emotions, hindi na nakakatulog for how many days already because of the repeated na nightmares, flashbacks, or hypervigilant na to the point na hindi na nakakalabas ng bahay because of the fear, or halimbawa po, bagsak na ang mood because of the traumatic event, napapabayaan ang self-care, then maybe po, pag ganon, mas maganda, I would suggest talk to a mental health professional already if there is that element of persistence of symptoms, decline in functionality, pag hindi na nagagawa ang mga activities or roles, ay hindi na nagagampanan, at kung umaabot na po sa point na because of the traumatic event, ay nakakapag-isip na po yung friend po ninyo ng mga negative thoughts, bordering na on self-harm or mga thoughts po, no, na, or unhealthy coping strategies to deal with the trauma, like excessive alcohol drinking as a form to drown one's sorrows, mga ganun po. So mas maganda, pag ganung tatlong red flags already, then mas maganda po, talk to a mental health professional already.
Yan. So, thank you for that, Doc Joan. Hopefully, nakatulong kami sa iyo, Sir Alan. So, as mentioned, it's time for our final segment, which is, of course, Alaga Health Update. So I'll show you my screen very quickly. No? So this is the Alaga Health website. So that's www.alagahealth.com. And once you go to our website, this is exactly what you're going to see. No? So makita ko yung screen ko na mabilis. So you'll see this landing page when you get on the platform or when you get onto the website. No? So, and then you can scroll down. And ang maganda dito, may mga cute animations pa siya, yung parang Apple Store, right? And then you can even browse through it, no? You can see all of the designs as well as yung mga partners and why we do this, no? And some of the services that we offer and even the applications that you can even download, no? On where we're featured, Alaga Learn platform, among others. But what I'm going to show you today is here, no? Just click the icon here, top right corner, sign up. It's going to transfer you to another part of the website which will allow you to register. So we have 3 applications po, no? So we have the patient app, partner app, and admin app. Yung patients, ating mga viewers ngayon, you can actually download that already here sa Alaga. Download the Alaga Health Beta app, and even for our health workers or health professionals, yung Alaga Partners Beta application. No? So you can download these 2 already. And this one is already set for download very soon. So for viewers right now, you click Patient App, then just press continue. Then, of course, read yung data privacy, clause natin dyan. And then agree to the terms and conditions. And then, of course, fill up your profile details. No? So just fill this up, and in less than a minute or 2, just continue here and you'll already be part of the Alaga Health family. And you can begin checking out health providers and health professionals near you and get the services that you need anytime, anywhere, in every way. So hopefully you'll be able to check out alagahealth.com, download already the beta app so you can already check meron na bang Alaga Health doctor or health professional near your area. And for health professionals, you can already check out Alaga partners just to see if meron kayong patients nearby that might be looking for a health provider that's easy to access and hopefully very fun and friendly. So back tayo to our questions for the evening. And I believe this is the last question, no? And I think this is going to be very, very, very exciting because ang final question natin for the night ay from Sir Carl Madrigal. So ang question is, hello po, para maiba naman po. Ano pang Christmas song ang maganda sa mental health? Gumagawa po ako ng playlist. Laugh out loud. Okay, so I think this is a nice way to end the program and end on a high note. So, Doc Joan, ano po ba ang marirecommend nyo? Favorite Christmas song or mga Christmas songs na talaga nakakapagpa-uplift ng iyong pakiramdam. Kasi yung ibang songs medyo malungkot, pero Christmassy pa din yung vibe. Kayo, Doc Joan, ano ang inyong favorite Christmas song?
Hello! Ako kasi ang mga Christmas songs ko talaga, yung mga yung mga mabibilis, yung mga napapaindak at napapasayaw, yung mga dance na ginagamit ng mga anak ko sa school, yung mga yun. I'm not sure about parang yung Mariah Carey. Pwede bang sabihin yun? Yung mga All I Want for Christmas is You. Yung mga ganon.
Mga top songs of the season yun. Yeah. Doc, kasasya, si Mariah Carey, tsaka si Marichan, mga top 2 most streamed Christmas songs in the Philippines all the time.
Correct. Oo, gustong-gusto yan ng mga kids ko. Sayaw sila ng sayaw niya na naka-Santa hats pa sila. At lagi yan sinasayaw nila sa school. Although, meron din ako isang nostalgic naman na song na I always remember this nung kabataan ko pa. Up to now, parang may mga siya, it brings back very good memories. Yung The Christmas Carol. Tama ba? Christmas Carol. Yung
papasampulin ba kita, Doc John?
Hindi na. Kasi baka biglang mag-brown out. yung chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Yun. I think it's Christmas song. The Christmas song ba title?
I believe so. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Calm, nostalgic song.
Yeah, nostalgic.
I remember, pag Pasko, I would play yung mga Michael Bublé songs na may Christmas album siya from before na yung lagi kong pinapakinggan. And of course, yung mga nakaka-indak na songs, even to some extent, yung mga Christmas songs of mga novelty songs, pinapakinggan pa siya pampa-uplift from time to time. So, yeah, I'm very, very excited to share all of those songs with you. And maybe we can do that. Ayan, si Doc V is back. Doc V, perfect, nakahabol ka because ang tanong ng ating viewer, from the Alaga Health Inbox is, hello po, para maiba naman, ano po Christmas song ang maganda sa mental health? Gumagawa daw siya ng playlist. Doc, anong marirecommend mo ang paboritong song o mga nakaka-uplift na Christmas song?
Actually, yung Christmas song talaga in itself, it's really very uplifting kasi ang daming memories, It's very nostalgic talaga, Especially since pag may narinig ka, yung naiisip mo, puto bumbong, bibingka, simbang gabi, gifts, and spending time with family. Siguro what I can share, kasi if I were to recommend, yung nagpapa-uplift ng mood talaga, all Christmas songs, kasi it's really the spirit of the song talaga, But my favorite, I like Christmas songs that are very jolly, would be Sleigh Ride, and it's very very joyful, very childlike, so that's my favorite. And if you want something na gusto niyo sayawan with your friends, your family.
Yan, thank you for that, Doc V. And given that we have already answered our last question for the evening, now it's time for our wrap-up, probably just a final word of advice or probably a quick statement to end the program. Let's go around the room. Doc V, any final words?
I'll keep this short, kasi so that we can enjoy the rest of our Friday evening. Always ensure, that you are actually taking care of yourself. Self-care is very important, especially now na We are still, bumababa na actually yung cases natin, but we're still not out of the woods yet, no? So it's important to keep ourselves healthy, physically, mentally, emotionally, no? And of course, if you have any concerns regarding your mental well-being, no, nandito po kami nila Doc Joan, Doc Dex, no? And of course, sama-sama po tayong mag-uusap ulit dito sa Happy Hour for Mental Health every Friday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And of course, tomorrow po, Monday na pala, Doc Dex, no?
Bagang schedule.
Yes, no? And we will be having a lot more in store for our viewers, no? So abangan po natin yan. And of course, dito rin sa Happy Hour, no, marami pa po tayong mga pakulo na gagawin. So stay tuned for that. And again, magkita-kita po tayo next week for another Happy Hour with Doc Joan and Doc Dex.
Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone. Doc Joan, final word.
Yes. Yeah, ako din. This is just a very quick message. Again, thank you very much, Alaga Health, Dr. Dex, Dr. Via, for always inviting me every Friday. At to everyone, let's remain positive lang. Enjoy. Let's take it one day at a time. We call that mindfulness, no? Para we don't feel too overwhelmed about mga what ifs for tomorrow, for next week, for next month. So let's enjoy every moment, every activity, every cup of coffee na we drink. So let's take it one day at a time. And also po, tapos na po ang ating mental health month last October, but it doesn't mean that we can't celebrate life pa rin and health and mental health in general. No? So we can celebrate it every day, anytime. So mas maganda pa rin po, bigyan natin ng equal importance ang ating kalusugang pangkaisipan in the same way that we give importance to our physical health and well-being, especially since the pandemic is still ongoing. And take care po sa lahat. We know that even if medyo better na ang situation, it's still, we are still in a pandemic. So please take good care of yourselves. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all again next Friday. Maraming salamat po sa lahat, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Doc John. And once again, I am Doc Dex, reminding everyone na isa sa mga pinakamagandang paraan na magkalat ng kaligayahan ngayong Kapaskuhan ay alagaan ang iyong kalusugang pangkaisipan. So see you all again next Friday for another episode of Alaga Health Live presents Happy Hour for Mental Health with Doc Dex, Doc Via, and of course, Doc Joan. Thanks everyone. Bye. Happy Friday.